What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Danny the Bull, and I'm back with another video for my OMI homies. So we are putting 2022 where it belongs, in the rearview mirror. 2022 was the worst year for markets since the 2008 financial crisis. We're looking ahead to 2023, and it begs the question, what does 2023 have in store for the OMI token? I'm going to give you my perspective on that in this video, so stick around. There is a lot to talk about. If you like this sort of content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter. Twitter handle is linked down below. So at the time of this recording, the OMI token is sitting at 0008, and looking at the daily chart, you can see that we've been in this downtrend, and the chart looks quite bearish. It was back in early November, we went up to nearly 002. That was off the strength of the OUP article getting released. It had a hard sell-off alongside the rest of the market. Went all the way down to 0007. Came back up and retested the 001 mark. Got rejected. And has now been hovering in this 0008. You can see that it's made a lower high over here. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised in the near term to see this back testing this local bottom of 0007 and possibly even selling off lower into the 0006, 0005 territory. Now, this has been the trend all across crypto. I believe it will continue to be the trend into 2023, at least through that first quarter, probably the second quarter, until we get a definitive bottom in Bitcoin. I think 2023 will be better than 2022 because you can't get much worse than 2022, but it will be a mixed bag. There'll be some good things that happen, some bad things. I'm going to talk about the OMI token in relation to the overall market, because OMI has its own catalyst coming in 2023 where we should get real exchanges, and OMI utility should finally come into play, and we'll start seeing the burn in circulation. So I'll talk a little bit about how I think OMI will fare with its catalyst in the upcoming market. Now, you can't talk about the markets without talking about the macro, because at the end of the day, we're all at the mercy of the macro, and there is some good news and bad news heading into 2023. The good news is that CPI data, inflation numbers, are coming down, right? You can see this chart of month over month inflation. Inflation peaked in June of 2022 at 9.1%. The last reading, it was down to 7.1%. So we are back on the way down, and that's a good thing. If this trend continues, we can expect to be in the, I would say the 5% inflation territory, probably in about March, right? If we continue on the same downward trajectory, we could see 5% inflation around March. So that's the good news. Inflation is on the downtrend. The bad news is that Jerome Powell has said that he's not going to reverse rates until we hit our target of 2% inflation. All right, so he said that would come in late 2024. September, I think 2024 is when they would begin to lower rates. And that's really the pivot that everyone's waiting for, to really jump start the markets against when the Fed reverses course and starts lowering interest rates. That may take some time to occur. So now the good news is that there is an end in sight to rate hikes. The Fed has been very aggressive in raising rates. This is what has, squeezed the market and caused markets to deteriorate. They got us up over 4% interest rates in a very short amount of time. Now, they said that their target is around 5%, which means that they should hit that target in their March FOMC meeting, right? So we have a meeting in January where they're likely to raise rates a bit, another meeting in March. By then, inflation should be down to around 5%. 2 more rate hikes will get the Fed funds rate up to about 5%, and we could see a pause in rate hikes. So I do think it's very possible that we get a bottom in Bitcoin in the first quarter of 2023 with, these macro events taking place. And if you take a look at what Bitcoin did in the last cycle, it peaked in December of 2017. It then took 13 months to bottom out. It bottomed out in January 2019. Comparing that to this cycle, we peaked in November of 2021. We're now sitting at 13 months since that peak. So it does look like a bottom could be very well near for Bitcoin, and that's a bit of good news. However, keep in mind that these bear markets are followed by a long period of consolidation. And last time around, that consolidation period lasted for about 19 months. You see that Bitcoin went sideways for about a year and a half. So we could be looking at a long accumulation phase. So based on all this information, my personal belief is that we see a bottom somewhere in the next few weeks to the first quarter, and then we go sideways for a long period of time. And I don't see a real recovery until the fourth quarter at the earliest. Now, it's important to keep in mind that the Bitcoin halving cycle is coming up in 2024. Around March, we get into the next halving cycle. And so the market could front run that. And so we could see Bitcoin starting to run fourth quarter of 2023. But what about OMI and all the catalysts that it has coming in 2023? Could we possibly see OMI outperform the rest of the market in 2023? Now, I do expect to finally get some exchanges and some real exchanges in 2023. I also expect OMI utility to finally kick in and to start burning from circulating supply. However, being around VV for a long period of time, we know how they operate, and we know that they don't always meet deadlines. So while I expect OMI utility to roll out, I don't expect them to roll out the full utility program in 2023. I do think we're not going to get staking until 2024, and other key features might not come until 2024. All right, I just base things off of how they've acted or how they've done things historically. They've taken some time, and these things take time. There are a lot of moving parts, and they have a lot of different things that they're building out. You can see there's been some progress on some of these circles. The waitlist drop system is almost here. Crypto to gem is in beta, so that's almost here. And then this key feature, being able to buy OMI on the web app, we've seen some progress here in this red circle. I think this is really big because it makes OMI more accessible to people, which is key. But it's going to take time to get all of this rolled out, and we know that VV doesn't quite move at the speed of light. So while I do think we'll see some decent burns in 2023, I don't think we're going to get the full effect of all of these burning mechanisms until probably 2024, when the full system is implemented. All right, I think a lot of people really think that we're going to burn through the circulating supply next year, and it's going to, put a squeeze on the token price. I don't personally believe that. I think it's going to require more time. So my expectation for 2023 is for the market to bottom out somewhere in the first quarter, go sideways for a period of time, and then start recovering at the end of the year. And I would think that the OMI token will finish the year somewhere in the 0.002 to 0.004 range. So that's my prediction for the OMI token in 2023. 0.002 to 0.004, but take it with a very big grain of salt, because the truth is that nobody knows what's going to happen. We can only speculate based on information that we have. Now, keep in mind that there is a dark cloud that's going to hang over the entire asset class this next cycle, and that is regulation, right? With Gary Gensler getting more emboldened and really going after crypto, trying to label them all as securities. I think this is going to be his play in the coming year. And so we're going to have to see how all of that plays out, and that could totally change the landscape and alter the direction that things go in. So while it's fun to make predictions, the truth is that nobody knows what's going to happen, and we just have to make decisions based on the information that we have. So let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel on your way out. I wish you all a very, very happy new year. 2023 has to be better than 2022. See you in the next video.